Right then. All right, I'm going to do a cooking with Kenny segment here. I did find some morels. Um, yeah, there's a phenomena in the mushroom woods if you're in a big enough woods called microclimates. Certain sections of the woods are a different climate than other sections of the woods. So you heard me in the first videos talking about, oh, it's too early in the year, and it is. All right, this is what I got. I got a little handful of stuff. All right, but what was happening was on the side of my big steepy hill. That was a different microclimate than everywhere else I went. So it ended up being that that spot produced mushrooms sooner. So I've noticed this in years past. When I go up on Big Steepy and check the big trees up there, the 100-year-old trees that the loggers couldn't get at, I noticed that they're usually too far gone. The mushrooms are really big, but they're really crumbly and old and turning kind of a golden brown color. You know, they're past their prime. And these guys here are at their prime. A little small, as a matter of fact. But I picked them anyway, because I don't know if I'm going to be going back or not. You know, Lord willing, I get to go, but you never know, right? So what I'm doing, normally when I fry these up, normally what I do is I just put them in a frying pan with butter and garlic salt. And I'm going to do something different. I'm going to put a little garlic salt on, of course, but I'm going to bread them with breadcrumbs. So what I'm doing now is I'm sloshing them around in an egg, and then I'm going to fry them. Sprinkle some breadcrumbs on top of them and fry them up, and see how that turns out. You know. I normally don't like to detract from the flavor of the morel by putting a breading or something on it, but what I'm doing is just using plain breadcrumbs. And yeah, I'm just exhausted. I'm just wiped. Came home, sat in the therapy chair, and I was out. Yeah, I took a little 30-minute nap. So anyway, so what we're gonna make with this is I got these awesome bacon wrapped pork tenderloin. Look at those. Yeah, so we're gonna throw that in the miracle oven here, and cook that up. I love this oven because it has pre-programmed settings, so I can program, like for pork, and it automatically puts it at 390, and it'll cook it for 25 minutes, and it'll come out perfect every time. Yeah. All right. So the big question: what to use for a I think at this time I might try oil instead of butter. I've got avocado oil here. Let's go healthy, right? Let's go healthy. So we'll drizzle some of that in the pan. I'm going to do it in a cast iron pan as well. See how that goes. So what I'm going to try now, and I got to be honest, I've never done this, but I'm just going to sprinkle these breadcrumbs over the top of these mushrooms like this, and the egg makes it stick, right? And I'll stir them up a little bit. I don't know if I'm doing it right or not. And then I'll sprinkle some more on there. Normally I'd make a pasta with this, but I actually have some leftover pasta in the fridge from another meal, so I'm gonna dig that out and have that instead. All right, that should be prepped. Let's find that. We can throw that in the microwave and nuke it up. I think my frying pan's hot enough here, so I'll start laying these in here once and see what happens. So yeah, all I got was a little handful, right? But it's something. I was fully expecting to walk out of the woods with nothing. You know, I thought it was too early. I did go look for blacks and peckerheads or half-free morels, and I found some aspen groves. I didn't find any. But here's the thing about all of this, okay? You can find the right trees, the right environment. I have one of those. What do I call it? I had a nickname for it. The Forgotten Grove or something like that. You can find an area that has everything you want, the right trees and everything, and you won't find mushrooms. Why is that? Because at some point, the spores from the mushrooms have to have been introduced to that area to produce the mushrooms, right? Just because there's the right trees and there's the right understory and all this other stuff, brush, doesn't mean mushrooms are going to grow there. No, you got to have, at some point, that section of woods has to have been introduced and had morel spores brought there. So this is why it's so important, if you're mushroom hunting, to not use a plastic Walmart bag, but to actually use a mesh bag. You know, like a mesh laundry bag or something like that. Because as you're walking around, you're releasing those mushroom spores to the environment. You're basically Johnny Appleseeding the area, and you're going to end up with morel mushrooms. Now, it won't be right away. It takes 4 to 5 years. Scientific research has shown it takes 4 to 5 years from the time the spawn or the spores hit the ground, if they're in the ideal location, before a mushroom will show up. So don't Johnny Appleseed the area and expect to come back the next year and see mushrooms. It's not going to happen. It doesn't work that way. But same thing with your spawn water. When you rinse off your mushrooms, some people say don't do it, but you have to. These things push up through the dirt. Okay? As a result, they're full of sand. All those little ridges and pockets on the mushroom cap get full of sand and dirt. And then when you go to eat them, they crunch and you're chewing sand. Who likes to chew sand? Not this guy. So, that being what it is, rinse them off. But if you're able to, save the water. that you use to rinse them, because that water is just laden with spores. Now take that water, go outside, find a back tree line somewhere in your yard or underneath some lilac bushes or something like that, and pour out the water. You might get lucky, and you're going to end up with morel mushrooms in your own backyard. So that's a possibility. All right, these are looking pretty good. Again, I usually don't do this. I saute these things up all natural, just in butter with garlic salt, because I personally like to taste the flavor of the mushroom. When you put breading on it, when you put oil on it, you put egg on it, something like that, now you're adding other flavors into the mix, and you don't get the true flavor of the mushroom. That's my opinion. It's just how I like to do things. Yeah, these leftover veggies smell yummy. I mixed up a stir-fry kit that I had with some pasta noodles, and turned out pretty good. You can kind of see here. It's yummy. Little garlic salt, bunch of butter. Yum, yum, yum. Heart attack in a bowl. I can't believe how much that kicked my ass today. Normally, big steepy, it's vertical like this, the hill. Okay, it'll kick my ass. But not too bad. Today, it damn near wiped me out. You know. So I think what I'm going to do, since I'm trying to avoid all these medical bills and all these tests and all this other stuff, I just can't afford it right now. Maybe down the road I can. Right now is not the right time. Got other fish to fry. Maybe what I'll start doing is I will every night after work, I will walk the 3/4 mile road or half-mile road. Might not even be that. It might only be a 1/4 mile. Down to my mailbox and back. Instead of stopping at the mailbox with the Jeep on the way in, I'll literally walk down there and grab the mail, and that will that'll be exercise, and I'll do it at a brisk pace. I won't just leisurely saunter along. I'll do it at a rapid pace, so that I work up an aerobic situation, you know. Can't bend over. Dropping stuff on my new floor. Not good. All I've got left, I was just going to sit in the chair and go to sleep. All I got left on this floor is this section right here. So I'm going to suck it up, Nancy, after I finish dinner. And I'm going to get her done. Yep, get that phase of it done. But it turned out great. I mean, I don't have good lighting in here because I still got to wire up the lights again. But yeah, it turned out awesome. Very happy with it. Didn't do anything fancy. I didn't put down a pad. It's not nailed to the floor yet. I just laid the stuff over the existing linoleum. I peeled up all the loose pieces that would cause a humping problem, and just laid it over the top, and yeah, it worked out great. Yeah, it's looking good. So I'm happy with it. The paneling on the walls is starting to grow on me a little bit. I'm still not totally enamored by it, but I think once I get my dark beams up on the ceiling, and once I get my lights back in place, If I were going to put those recessed can lights in, oh, it would really pop then. It would really look cool. But I'm not going to, I've got some of them, and I'm not going to waste them on this place. I'd rather use them at the lake house, so. Good stuff. So that being what it is, I'm going to put the original dome light back up in the center. I will sacrifice one of the can lights for up above here, up above the sink here. I'm going to put a board across here because you can see this is all just monkeyed up. So I'm literally going to screw a board to the ceiling. Well, I got a sample right here of what I'm talking about. So that hole, that used to have a can light in it, but this is not the board I'm going to use. So there'll be a board that goes up here with the one single can light in it, and that'll look really good. Did I chip my new floor? Nope, she handled it. No problem. So, yeah. All right, mushrooms are done. Let's pull those ones. What can I put them in? Still have to put the dishes away. Yeah. Yeah. It sucks being a Mary Poppins. Yeah, I'm supposed to have a woman in my life for this. Uh-huh. Yep. So this is about as healthy as you can get right here. Morel mushrooms, fried up in breadcrumbs, dredged in egg, fried in avocado oil. Yep. Let's try one. Here we go. Okay, they're good. They're not ooh, for me, they're not ooh and ah good. When I do them raw, just plain mushrooms with butter, garlic, salt, that's where I'm at. But this is something different. And not gonna lie, that's pretty good. Yeah. The DDC turned me onto that actually. Yeah. So all right. I've got 11 minutes left on this pork. So I'm going to get everything together here for dinner. And that's going to be my dinner tonight is a bacon wrapped pork tenderloin done in the Miracle Oven. Freshly harvested morel mushrooms. And some leftover pasta with veggies. Pretty healthy if I do say so myself. All right, that's it for Cooking with Kenny. We'll talk to you soon.